Alright, so I wanted to talk about this again. I wanted to talk about colorism, featurism, texturism. I got a couple of comments on my other colorism videos I kind of wanted to address. I got some comments saying like, this is tone deaf, this is delusional, colorism exists, things to that effect. And with colorism, I'm going to have to take black women's side. I'm not really pro light skin or pro dark skin. I'm more like all shades matter. I think that's a healthy way to be, honestly. But with black men, with black women, they don't try to insert themselves into my life. Black men literally try to insert themselves into my life. Also, they try to say that black women are this way or that way because they are black or because of their skin color. It doesn't feel safe. And with black women in society, we're not supposed to have feelings, we're not supposed to have emotions, we're supposed to just take everyone's crap, and people don't really consider how negative they are to black women and how they provoke black women, because they think that's how you're supposed to treat black women, which is sick, and it's scary, and black women are out here in the cold. But my whole thing here is that dark-skinned black men aren't colorists, they are self-loathing. You don't like dark skin on yourself, you don't like dark skin on others, you have a self-loathing problem, not a colorism problem. As for white people or other races, I don't think it's colorist for them to prefer their own skin color. I don't think it's colorist for them to prefer light skin or dark skin black people or no black people. And it's not self-hating. There are people who prefer dark skin. I've seen people say they prefer black women or black men or dark skin, so I don't know, maybe they're just looking for negativity, or maybe it's some sort of act. Like, it must be really serious if you care so much. Like, I wouldn't understand this if, say there was a white or Hispanic man and they said they weren't attracted to light skin or to mixed women. Like it seems like it shouldn't matter, but it matters to you. Like, why do you care so much what a random man thinks of a dark-skinned black woman? I don't really care what, a random man thinks of, light-skinned mixed women. Like, if you're not dating, then it's none of your business. I don't see how else it would be related. Like, I wouldn't want that person either, so I mean, it's mutual at that point. You just find someone else. Like, I've seen it where a black woman will be like, they won't date white men, they're not attracted to white men, and I mean, like, white men don't seem to care that much. So yeah, I think colorism, featurism, and texturism is alive and well. Maybe there's been some improvements from the past, but yeah, do I think we need to be paying attention to the people who perpetuate it? No, I think, those people are ignorant. I think, people attacking others for features that they are born with are ignorant, and their opinions aren't important in my book. But I don't really see that much of an issue with people having preferences. And featurism, people being worried about like babies' features or skin color, that's just a part of African American culture, unfortunately. I always saw that more as an issue of like cultural indoctrination, or cognitive dissonance. People thinking that more Eurocentric features are more attractive, like more narrow nose, smaller mouth, things like that. You know, which is, you know, sad in my opinion, but, you know, people have becoming a bit better about that. But yeah, I don't think this is an issue of, you know, mixed and light-skinned people and dark-skinned people. I've seen, you know, mixed and light-skinned people be colorist and featurist, and I've seen dark-skinned people be colorist and featurist. I've seen light-skinned people be really sensitive, and I've seen dark-skinned people be really sensitive. But yes, dark-skinned black people can be colorist and featurist as well. Like, I remember the whole thing with, you know, Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy. Like, people were worried about, you know, the baby's features and hair texture or whatever. And this was from black people. Like, I don't remember seeing any issue. It seemed like a complete non-issue, not even worth addressing, you know. Yeah, like, I just saw an adorable baby girl, but, you know, I've never really had this complex about other people's features or hair. But, you know, as for me, what do I prefer? I guess, you know, it would be features similar to my own. But, you know, people's looks comes in all different ways with different sort of features. So, you know, to me, it's not really something that I pay that much attention to, but, you know, I don't see anything wrong with preferring a look that's similar to yours. So, yeah, from that point of view, what I think is that dark-skinned black people with broader features need to try to get acceptance from other dark-skinned black people with broader features instead of from, you know, people that don't really have what they have. You know, with texturism, yeah, I also remember Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter. I remember Beyonce getting berated for not doing Blue Ivy's hair. Yeah, Afro textured hair can get mangled and tangled unless, you know, manipulated. So yeah, I didn't really see that much of an issue with Blue Ivy, you know, going out with her loose hair. Yeah, it got, you know, it does what Afro textured hair does, but yeah, it can be, you know, it can be a learning curve to figure out. So, I mean, now a lot of you people don't like loose Afro textured hair. It doesn't look done, it doesn't look chic or whatever, but I mean, that's just, you know, how the hair is. So I don't really see a problem with loose Afro textured hair and, you know, what form it takes. You know, everyone's hair is a little different, you know, especially here in America where we have the admixture, you know, genes present themselves differently. But yeah, that's what Afro textured hair does. It shrinks up, it gets frizzy, you know, tangles form. That's just how it is. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with hair and being inherently just how it is. But yeah, you know, and yeah, I've dealt with texturism a while back now, in the day, but yeah, you know, mostly from black people, I gotta say, you know, straighten, braid, fake hair, you know, and for me, yeah, I do put, you know, some effort into styling my hair, you know, in part for the health of my hair. So like, if you, putting your hair down for a style, it makes it look more presentable, but also it helps keep the hair healthy, because it helps prevent tangles, it helps keep the hair moisturized, so yeah, it avoids breakage, and you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's, you know, a bit high maintenance, but yeah, I don't see anything wrong if someone hasn't gotten it quite right. You know, I don't see anything inherently wrong with afro textured hair. You know, these traits are just, you know, adaptations to the environment. You know, coarse hair probably help protect the scalp from, you know, the strong sun in Africa or whatever, and the, you know, dark skin as well help protect protection from the strong sun in Africa. And you know, for me, that's what I prefer. You know, straight and wavy hair, that can be very nice, but yeah, I definitely prefer curly or, you know, more afro textured hair with, you know, curly hair with some frizz to it. You know, that's what I have. You know, I think it suits me. But yeah, I do think that there is a bias or more of a preference for Eurocentric features, like straighter hair, smaller mouth, narrow nose, colored eyes, or lighter hair. Do I think these preferences are important? No, I don't think that they're particularly important. There's what most people find attractive, and then, you know, there's individual preferences as well. What I see as more problematic is how some black people view other black people. And, you know, I mean, like, we're in a majority Caucasian country, and complaining about European beauty standards, you can always move somewhere else where everyone looks like you. And it's always annoying to me with colorism. There's always a focus on the wrong things. People getting privilege in the black community for being light-skinned, light-skinned people being accepted as black being turned into a negative thing, when I don't really think that many people are coming at it from that angle. I think it's just a lot of mixed messages people receive, you know, mixed people being told that they're black by one group of people and being told they're mixed by another group of people, and then being told that they hate their blackness and they're not accepting of their blackness by claiming that they're mixed. And, you know, people getting privilege just for being light-skinned. I just don't think that's the whole story, you know. If you look at celebrities, you know, people talk about light-skin privilege. As for actresses, you know, I don't really remember seeing many black or mixed actresses growing up. I mean, I guess there was Halle Berry, who's biracial, and then there was the movie Clueless. Yeah, I remember Stacey Dash in the movie Clueless, and then there was the shows Sister Sister, and what was the other show called? Is it called The Huxtables or something like that? Yeah, and there's, you know, the daughters who are, you know, supposed to be black, but they're actually biracial. Now, you know, my whole thing with that is that, you know, a lot of biracials grow up with the one-drop rule being imposed on them. You know, a lot of black people impose a one-drop rule, and white people impose a one-drop rule. So, you know, I don't look at it as that they're taking anything away from, you know, black people when they are technically seen as black people, but, you know, then once they've accomplished something, you know, they accomplish something, then, you know, oh, they're not black, they're actually biracial, and they can't represent black women, even though they grew up with the idea of being black, you know. So is it the biracial that's at fault? No, I wouldn't really say so. It's more so the society that they grew up in. They just adopted what they were taught. And then there was, but then there was also Moesha, played by Brandy. Beautiful, dark skin, broad, African features. She was, very popular, with her show Moesha. And she had, a few albums. And then there was also Beyonce, Ashanti, Aaliyah. What are they? Are they black? Are they mixed? They just look like, the common African American woman with, some admixture. And yeah, that overlaps a lot with biracials. Like Beyonce, Ashanti, Aaliyah would fit right in with like Halle Berry and, the singer Maya. Brown skin, a little bit ambiguous looking. And then, there were some biracials that, weren't super famous. So whereas their light skin privilege and everything, there was Tinashe, who was Swedish and Zimbabwean. And there was also Maya. She was African American and Italian. So yeah, I think it's a mix of certain things, the times of certain trends, either everything clicks or it doesn't. I don't think it's all down to, who's light, who's the lightest, who's dark, that sort of thing. To me, this is what the whole colorism argument is about, honestly. It's about being a bully to those lighter than you. Try to erase lighter skinned people and then hide your hands and play the victim. And I say that, colorism doesn't affect light skinned people, that light skinned people benefit from it. But colorism does affect me, and that's what I don't like about the message, is that it's tone deaf. Like, you're not understanding me. If you don't understand others, then how can you really understand anything? This is why colorism is toxic, because you literally go off of someone's looks, something that someone cannot control. Like, you can't control how light your skin is, but you guys don't show mercy, but then you expect people to show you mercy. There's a lot of focus on women being preferred by dark-skinned black men or competing for dark-skinned black men. If you really paid attention to it, these people don't even value themselves, so why are you valuing them? It's like you buy into the idea of light skin being better than dark skin. If that was really the case, they would not think that they are worthy of something that they think is less than, and basically hates what they have. They're not saying you're less than because you're a woman. They're saying you're less than because you are black, yet they think they are only worthy of something they think is less than, which is really sad for, the dark-skinned black man as well, as, he shouldn't be with a woman who thinks he is less than. These are low self-esteem individuals. They feel inferior for preferring and being preferred by a self-loathing man. This situation is annoying because, there's always a focus on people who, at the core, they are people who don't value themselves. People who think they are less than, they don't think that they're better, they think that they are less than. But you bought into the idea of them being better than you and thought it was something that you needed to address, when you should have realized this is a type of person who thinks dark skin is a bad thing, but yet feels that's all they're worthy of. They are damaged. Anyone who wants that is damaged themselves. They have a low self-esteem, but you guys just seem to have this warped view on things that makes you not understand what the person is saying about themselves. And it's because I feel like you agree with those dark-skinned black men. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be so hurt by a dark-skinned black man being self-hating or preferring light skin. They are hurting the most. You have to understand who they are and what they are, but you just pay attention to your own pain and your own issues. You have to look past that and look at what the individual is saying about themselves. Let them go with it on their own, or don't and die by it. Someone being self-hating doesn't affect me. I just feel better than them. So yeah, with all that said, they see their race as inferior, their skin tone as inferior, their hair is inferior, they see themselves as inferior. They are inferior to themselves, and that's the ones who count. It is black people who see themselves as inferior, and then you expect me to want you. Why would I want someone who doesn't even want to be themselves? Yeah, I feel better than someone like that. There is so much more meaning. There is so much more to life than just this and beauty standards.